Welcome to Tidy Up Texan. I'm Nicole, and today we have a little cleaning motivation, starting off with the laundry. And as much as I like doing the full room clean with me, I have been a little obsessive about keeping my room clean, but there are always tasks that need to be done. And as you'll see in a second, we got our new to us washer and dryer. And although I am not a fan of the front loaders, I am really enjoying these new washer and dryer. I've been able to do laundry in half the time, making this task a little bit more enjoyable. So one of the reasons I don't like these front loaders is because they tend to mildew really easily. And when we got these, this one was no exception. It was bad. But I cleaned out the seals really well, left it soaking in vinegar overnight, and then did a empty wash cycle. And although it's not perfect, it's a whole heck of a lot better than it was. And I'm hoping by leaving the door open after every wash, it will prevent it from getting any worse. The dryer took me a little longer to figure out. I'm so used to just putting a timer, and usually I would have to come back out and put more time on it because it wasn't dry enough. So I'm trying to figure out the max time on this thing. And I thought for sure that I was going to have to come out here and do the exact same thing, add more time. So I was pleasantly surprised that even with less time, everything was fully dry when it was done. So while that's going, the next task is the daily deck cleaning. On this day, it was in the 80s, which for Texas is a nice cool day. So if you're wondering about the pool and you are new here, last year we had a huge storm which destroyed both our guest house and our pool, and unfortunately didn't fully cover the cost of replacing the pool and finishing the guest house. But fingers crossed, hopefully by next spring we can go ahead and complete the guest house and replace the pool. But I have to be honest, I find it so embarrassing to even show the pool. To me, it's a huge eyesore and it stresses me out. And if I could afford it, I would put a huge cover over it so I don't have to look at it. But this is real life and it is what it is. When you look at that view, I am just in love with this view, especially during sunset. It is absolutely gorgeous. And this year, because of all the rain, everything has stayed green and lush, sometimes a little bit too lush because I can't keep up with the yard. But all the greenery is what made me fall in love with Texas. And I still can't believe that we get to enjoy this view every single day. And I know some people think it weird, but I've lived near the ocean most of my life, and I've never lived in the country before, but I find it so much more peaceful living out in the country rather than overlooking the ocean. All right, now that we have the deck all cleaned up, let's switch gears and go back to doing the laundry. So I actually prefer folding the laundry right here in the laundry room. And I was going to wait until we can do a mini makeover on this room. I really want to cover these ugly walls and hang some shelves and put in some counters and a sink, but that is way down the line. So what I'm thinking is I should go shopping in our warehouse right here. My mother-in-law inherited a ton of furniture, and I'm pretty sure I can find something to use as a folding table because lately I've been having to fold everything here on the bed, and I'm just not comfortable doing that. It actually kills my back. So maybe next week's video we will go shopping in our warehouse, which is really embarrassing to show. The warehouse is going to be our biggest project yet, getting everything organized and hopefully getting rid of more than half of the stuff that's in there. But I should be able to find something that I can use as a folding table, but we shall see. now that we've gotten all the laundry done and put away, we're going to move on to another day. This is not something I typically share, but this is my meal routine. If you've been here for a while, you know that I do not enjoy cooking and I never use the kitchen, but I did create my own kitchen where I usually prepare at least one meal a day using my air fryer and my egg steamer. And for the most part, I don't eat breakfast. And Ryan typically makes dinner every single night. So for lunch, I either will eat leftovers or have hard boiled eggs, yogurt, and a plain burger with just salt. No bread, no condiments, no toppings. Pretty much a pure protein lunch. Oh, and this is also the time I have my iced coffee with heavy cream. But this egg steamer has been amazing. Not only can you make hard boiled, soft boiled eggs, you can also scrambled eggs, make omelets, and egg muffins. And it is super easy, which I love because I hate to cook. So if you've never used one of these things, all you got to do is add water, turn it on, let it do its thing, then transfer your steamed eggs into an ice bath, and it is done. And I almost always end up with perfectly hard boiled or soft boiled eggs. And I will try to remember to link it in the description in case you're interested. It does cook 9 at a time, but I did do the full dozen. But now that that's done, I'm going to work on my burger. I usually will do one large patty or two small patties. It doesn't matter, it's still the same. But I set my air fryer at 375 for about 13 minutes. I like mine a little on the rare side. And every once in a while, I'll add cheese. But this is pretty much the extent of my cooking. And I usually will have lunch sometime between 11 and 1. And this will usually fill me up for the rest of the day. Ryan usually comes home late. And for the most part, he likes to make everything from scratch. So we don't typically have dinner until around 9 p.m. Not always, but the majority of the time. All right, the meat is done cooking. Add a little salt and start my coffee. I was trying to show the camera my coffee pod, but I didn't quite make it. But I am having hazelnut coffee at this time. And I'm pretty sure I did the same thing with the yogurt, but I am having vanilla Greek yogurt. And I switched back between vanilla and lemon. Lemon is actually my favorite. So yeah, that's it. Burger, eggs, yogurt, and coffee. That's all you're getting out of me. All right, now that lunch is done, I'm going to let these hounds run loose and do a little tidying to the garage. It's time to wash these dog blankets, and I don't show it, but I also wash the pillows and anything else I found down here. But ever since we did the garage cleanup and added the TV, Ryan has been spending all of his free time down here enjoying his baseball games and hanging out with the hounds. And if you haven't seen that 3-part series, I will link it down in the description. The drum for the washer is a lot smaller than my old one, so I wasn't sure if this blanket was going to fit, so I was happy to find it did. And it even cleaned up better than I thought, especially being it's a dog blanket now. With the exception of today, Ryan has been doing a pretty good job of keeping this desk clear, which is very surprising to me because, much like his sister, he does not see clutter. He calls it organized chaos, but I call it a filthy mess. The paint on this desk has been chipping, so no matter how many times I clean it, it still doesn't look good. So I think I'm going to order some of that pill and stick countertop paper. It's really easy to use and it cleans up so nicely. And I don't have to worry about it chipping. If you're wondering why the random tray, Ryan always has the most random stuff. And A, I like to try to contain as much as I can, but B, Ryan is notorious for knocking stuff over. So the tray works double duty. All right, we got that all tidied up. The next task is the TV and the TV stand. And this hasn't been cleaned since I brought it down. And being that it is a garage and we have a ton of insects, it has gotten filthy. And the TV needed a little extra TLC. And normally I would just use a damp cloth, but this TV had some caked on stuff. So I sprayed my cleaner on my rag, get all that chunky stuff off, and then I'll go in with a microfiber cloth. I wouldn't recommend doing this to your TV, but this TV needed it. All right, that looks so much better. Now for the TV stand. I'm going to spray it down real good and wipe it clean. All right, that looks a little bit better. Now I'm going to tidy up the rest of the garage, blow out all the extra fur, and recover the couch with a clean dog blanket and call it a done deal. So, as we close out, I want to thank you for spending time here with me today. You guys have been so wonderful, so supportive, and I appreciate all the questions and all the love that you guys show in the comments. And I enjoyed chatting with you guys and getting to know you and growing this community. So, if you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, share it out to a friend, and until next time, bye.